Alrighty. I'm sitting around with not much to do, and I have some stuff that I could upload, but I figured, hey, my channel's meant to be about pianos, animation, and knives, originally. Kind of changed a bit, not much animation left. But yeah, knives. I haven't uploaded anything about knives in a while, so I figured, with butterfly knife, because that's all I ever do with knives, I'd show the most basic of tricks. The way that if you've only just picked up a balisong, a butterfly knife, you should learn these tricks in this order, because they're very easy and they get your fingers kind of used to doing stuff. So the very first trick, first thing you guys need to learn before you learn any tricks are the different handle sides, and people refer to this in pretty much all of their videos. The side, this handle, which is on the side of the butterfly knife's non-bladed side, if you get what I mean. This handle is called the blunt edge, or the safe edge, or the whatever the hell handle you want to call it. They'll call it the safe something, or the, something to do with not getting hurt, I don't know what you want to call it. You can call it whatever. But then the other side's called the sharp side, because if you're holding it and then you were to close it, obviously the sharp part would go into your hand. Or they call it the tooth side, the tooth handle, the shark handle, I don't know. There's a lot of names for the different handles, but people will always refer to them in their videos when they're teaching, so it's a good thing to know. Next thing is a first trick. You're going to hold it upside down with the blunt handle, which means that if you were to hold the blunt handle around, the knife couldn't hurt you. This is pretty safe because no matter what you do, you can't cut yourself as long as you're holding onto that handle. You get the idea. Oh yeah, you can't hurt that hand as long as it's holding onto the handle. You can still stab yourself. Yeah, so you hold it upside down, starting with that thing. So you're going to let it drop, going to turn it, and you're going to flick it back up. Now, when you're flicking it back up, you've got to learn this thing where you hold the handle so that the next handle kind of comfortably fits in. Yeah, that's just something that most people figure out naturally, I guess. At least I did. But yeah, that's something that you're going to get used to. So you drop, turn half a degree, 180, and then flick back up. Drop, 180, flick back up. Yeah, and this is the most basic trick that I know of that every beginner should learn. And once you practice that for a bit, you start to get a bit fast at it. And once you've gotten fast at it, then you should move on to something else. And always practice it, because it's fun to be able to do a million tricks in one go and stuff. But yeah, then you move on to the next one. This is one that I came up with that my girlfriend thinks looks kind of lame, but it's also good for beginners, in my opinion. Usually when you start with the blade upside down, you do a trick, in my history, because I don't know that many tricks, but the blade will end up upside down. But if you start doing a trick where it's up the top, the blade will end up up. This little trick, you have the handle up, but the blade ends up down. So what you're doing is you're holding the blunt edge again, the safety handle, and this one's kind of different in a way because you can only use 2 fingers and you're going to let the handle slide around a bit. So you're going to flick it up, then you're going to flick it down and you're going to let it slide down like that a bit. And you can do that same flick up with the first trick I showed you. So when I'm doing this, I use a few extra fingers to help me turn it around. So I'll hold it like this, and then I'll push with my index finger. And then the same for going back. Yeah, that just kind of changes it. So if you've been doing this for a while and you have the blade down, you go, hey, I don't want to close and turn the handle around, then you luckily can now just do this. Alright, now, those two are really boring, but the next one's kind of interesting, because when you do it fast, it looks really cool. And it'll take a little while to get to the fast part, but you'll get there. So with all these tricks, I start off kind of a step-by-step thing, which involves kind of blocky movements, but when you get better at it, you'll start sliding it around more and it'll become more fluid, and you'll start doing it, don't worry. Yeah, so start off with the blunt handle, the safety handle, the pillow handle, the sock handle, whatever you want to call it, and you flick it away from you. Sorry, it's difficult to figure out which way the screen is, if you know what I mean. Yeah, so starting with the blunt handle, and the sharp handle will usually have this little thing on the end, or something like that, and you flick it out. Then you put 3 fingers down, and you're going to flick it back. Actually, that's a different trick than I'm teaching you. So you flick it out, then you turn it 180 degrees, and you're going to flick it back. And to close it, you do the same thing. Flick out, 180, back. Alright, now you want to do that slowly a few times. I'm not going to do it a few times, but you get the idea. And when you get faster, it sort of just spins in your hand. And you probably can't see that because of the light there. So, out, 180, back, same to close. And then, yeah, once you get faster, it'll start being more fluid and you'll be able to do it second nature. You can also do it the other way around, like you do it that way, then you spin it the other way. So I can just open and close it. Yeah, the 180 you can do it either way. And that sounds obvious, but I figured it out a while ago and I was like, wow! Because it just feels really different when you do it like that. And when you get fast at it, it kind of looks different. Yeah, see, that's the same trick, just going in a different way. If you just want to spin the knife around, you can just do 2 180s, so do a 360 and then close. Which looks like this, really slow. Which isn't really a trick, but it's kind of good for practicing being able to spin around. And you can just... Yeah. And you're always safe with this hand when you're holding onto the safety handle. So those are the first few tricks that all beginners should learn. And I'm looking at the screen instead of you guys. Sorry. Yeah. Enjoy playing with deadly weapons.